We're joined this morning with Gallatin County Commissioner Scott MacFarlane. Scott, how are you doing this morning?
Very good. Good morning, Jane. Glad to be here.
Thank you very much for being here kind of early on a Thursday. Now, right off the top, I wanted to start talking a little bit about the current race that's going on here in Gallatin County. But before we do that, I wanted to talk about your first term serving as commissioner. How do you think the commission has handled the influx of people moving into the valley?
Yeah, the last time I ran, it was easy to say that I thought the biggest problem that we were facing was growth. That was easy for everyone to kind of agree about, and that has turned out to be true. That's probably our largest challenge. The county commission in general, the primary thing we do is land use. We manage a lot of things in the county and have a lot of different budget priorities, but the thing that people expect us to be managing is growth, and I think we've been doing that pretty well. I've learned a lot about it in the last 6 years. It's gotten a little bit more difficult, and the temperature's kind of been turned up a little bit in our county every month since I started. So every month is just a little bit more difficult than the last.
And I mean, with growth also comes, safety concerns, rising crime, things like that all across the county. How's the commission and yourself been combating that and trying to curb that trend?
Yeah, with public safety, we're actually a very fortunate county. We have the best sheriff in the county, Sheriff Dan Springer. The largest part of our budget is public safety. We have a really good culture in our sheriff's department. We don't have a lot of the same problems as they do in the middle of town that we do out in the rest of the county, but a lot of the same kind of spillover concerns. We've been continuing to invest in our public safety, our judicial system, the county attorney's office, the sheriff's office. All of those things have been growing pretty rapidly over the last 6 years.
And tell me a little bit about yourself. Why did you decide to initially run for county commissioner for your first term, and then why are you seeking re-election this time around?
Yeah, 6 years ago, I was kind of in the midst of planning a lot of new schools. I was the facilities director for Belgrade Schools. I was also on the school board at Montfortin, and before that had been in facilities management at the university. So I knew we needed to build a lot of new public facilities in this valley, and was trying to cite where those would be, and was looking for a little bit of feedback from the county about kind of the growth plan, where they would like to place those new facilities because of all the kind of repercussions of a large facility like that with circulation and safety. And I found that might be a great place to go help out at the county to help with some of that long-range planning.
Now, if re-elected to this position, what would be your priority for your term in terms of, I guess, your platform? What would you like to see done?
So, having said that 6 years ago I understood the priority to be growth. Now that I've been at the commission for 6 years, I understand there are a lot of priorities that you can build consensus with around our community about housing, growth, mental health, just the provision of a lot of services that people find to be the most important service for them. And what I've come to understand that probably our largest challenge is the way we fund local government, because we can't really do any of those things without a real good, stable funding source. It's kind of becoming obvious to our community that funding all of our services on the backs of property taxes is pretty difficult. People will regularly say to me that they're dissatisfied with a certain service we provide, and in the same breath say that they think their taxes are too high. So being able to kind of negotiate that conflict is going to become more difficult, especially with the legislature constantly saying that local government is out of control. So trying to communicate with our people here about the rising need of services and the way that we get our revenue to provide those services in the face of the state legislature thinking that we need to have less money is, I think, the biggest challenge for the next 6 years. That's something we'll certainly be putting a lot of pressure on the legislature for, trying to find good solutions to that in the next session.
All right, Gallatin County Commissioner Scott MacFarlane, thank you so much for being here on Montana this morning.
It's great.
All right, we're going to take a short break here on Montana this morning. When we come back, Matt's going to have a look at your forecast. But before we do, remember, if you have a question for a candidate, you can send it to us at election2024@kbzk.com. We would love to hear from you and get your questions answered. We're going to be right back in just a couple minutes.